This is the Whoop 5.0, and I've had it for a month now, so I want to give you guys my initial review. In this video, we're going to cover the controversy, the battery life that was promised to us. Is it accurate? Talk about heart rate accuracy on this, or lack thereof it. Did they need to change the band? Was the Whoop 4.0 better? How stupid was I for buying the MG version of this thing? And more. So let's lock in. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. I'm your host, Ryan O'Connor. Before we get into the meat and potatoes, quick disclaimer needs to be had that I'm not sponsored by Whoop in any way. This MG and all the 4.0 stuff that I've ever bought been with my hard-earned money, so you can know that you're getting the whole truth, nothing but the truth, just the facts in these kind of videos from yours truly. All right, first we need to talk about the controversy. We're gonna handle part one of two. Part one is the band thing. It's dumb. That was a stupid decision. Why did they do that? Because for the life of me, with this new band, I've not figured out how they have made it any newer. They said it would be easier to exchange between the two. And when I first saw that, I was excited because it was a bit tedious on the 4.0 to change bands when I wanted to. And if you guys have seen this video here, you know I'm just like you. I'm a consumer. I bought a lot of bands for my 4.0. I liked to change the color depending on what I was wearing sometimes. Yeah, I get that crazy. So I had a ton of them, and it was very annoying I literally just threw them out. I gave some to the guy who I gave my 4.0 to, but some were pretty dirty and sweaty. That'd be a little gross. So yeah, that was very annoying. If you understand how they've changed it, because I don't, please tell me. I think it was all marketing BS. I think making it millimeters smaller, so all the ones that we had before don't work now, was stupid. Okay, part two can be solved with a very easy Google search. Did Whoop refund the upgrade fee? We will find the answer to this one. Yes, Whoop did reverse course and offer refunds for the upgrade fee after facing customer backlash. So this was a good move. Should they have done this in the beginning? No, because it went right against what they said was if you had a subscription, we come out with a new device, we will send that device to you, the paying consumer, for free. Obviously it was not free, and that's what's cool about, making videos like this and you guys out there sending comments, putting comments on all the videos that were made about this. And yes, there was enough backlash. Obviously I saw the Instagram posts on Whoop as well. It weren't, the comments were not nice, and for good reason. But hey, look, we created some change and now we don't have to pay the upgrade fee. So that's good. Shouldn't have happened in the first place. The band thing, still bad. Okay, the next topic is the battery life. And in the presentation, the CEO said, hey, with the Whoop 4.0, you guys had 4 days of battery life. But now you're gonna get 14 days with the 5.0, and that's just on the device. But check it also, we have this new battery that also has 14 days of battery life. So those combined together will give you a whole month's of data. But that does not make sense because most months are 30 or 31 days. So I'm not sure if the math is math in there. But I will say when I saw this, I was very stoked. Probably one of the bigger features that I talked crap on with the 4.0. It was very annoying for activities that I like to do, like backpacking, camping, backcountry hunting. It was annoying to have to remember the battery and the charger to keep it charged the whole time to get all my data. Because obviously with those activities, I'm tracking a lot of miles, burning a lot of calories, and I like to see those things just for me. So not being able to, I didn't even deal with it last year. When I went hunting or backpacking, I just let it die, screw it. So I was very excited about this, but does it hold up to the claim? Yes, it does. So I've had it for a month. I've only had to charge it twice. The first time I had to charge it exactly after 14 days, and now the second time it was 13. So 13 and a half days on average. Should be noted, this is the Whoop MG. I have some friends that have the Whoop 5.0, and it's right around that 14, actually a little longer sometimes, to like a 14 and a half till they have to charge. So that is double thumbs up for me on the battery life. That's awesome, they promised that, and here they're delivering. Okay, so the heart rate accuracy. Yeah, this one is not as impressive as a lot of you guys have seen this video here. A couple weeks ago, I tried to hit 21 strain on the new MG/5.0 strap because it's better activity detection, heart rate accuracy, algorithms. Yeah, I didn't get close, so I just completely ruined that for you. Still a fun video to watch. It was a good time, and I do kind of go through some of my thoughts on all this. But Yeah, I didn't get close. I did activities that I've done with the 4.0 in terms of the exact same mountain bike ride I did with that, and gotten probably 3 to 4 less strain on that activity alone. So either this one is that much more accurate versus the other one was giving me way more, the heart rate was way more elevated, giving me way more strain over time. I don't think that's the case. I know personally when I max out my heart rate, and on that ride alone, it said I didn't even get close, and I was really pushing it, guys. Trust me. Since then though, there's been 2 firmware updates, and I also had a comment from somebody on my last video. I'm gonna shout you out right now. Stephen Wade 5208, who basically said, hey, on the MG strap specifically, the heart rate zones got messed up by 1 to 2 BPMs. And when I looked, all of mine were actually lower. So meaning that I wasn't getting into those higher heart rate zones. Say I was 2 beats per minute lower than my, zone 5 and I was in zone 4, then I'm not getting to that highest zone and it's not giving me that strain. So since then, thank you to Steven. And with those 2 firmware updates, I have noticed I've built more what I'd see on the 4.0 in terms of strain. I went on a run last night and it was actually, pretty good in terms of what I felt like my heart rate should have been and when I looked at those zones. Still going to do some more testing on this, get a full video for you guys, comparing it to heart rate straps and these kind of things, and really give a full workup. But for now, I'm like it's a so-so, it's like a 4 out of 10 if these firmware updates and the fact that I had to change it without knowing that I had to change it, thanks to a comment, that's just not very good in terms of something that is completely based off heart rate. Is the 4.0 strap better? No, I don't think so. Even though I was just basically talking a bunch of crap how that was better in terms of accuracy and strain and these kind of things. When you look at the fact that now with the controversy being taken away because of you and I and our dutiful work, the fact that you don't have to pay an upgrade fee, that if you pay the exact same membership that you were for the 4.0 and you get the 5.0 with advanced, better activity detection, way more battery life in the device and the new battery itself, you also get the Whoop age, you get, just more of these, also the future proofing of when they engineer something like this, there's no way they're not thinking about the future and putting, certain things in place for obviously what their plan is ahead. For those reasons, the 4.0 is not better in my opinion. Would I say you should go rush out and buy the 5.0 if you still have, time remaining on your subscription? No, definitely not. Keep the 4.0 until you either have money burning a hole in your pocket like I always do, or you need to re-up the subscription, then you can think about the 5.0. Was I stupid for buying the MG version? Yes, I was. I mainly did it, to be honest, sounds stupid. I mainly did it for that box that you got because you had to buy the MG subscription to get the box. I qualified for that, if you will, with the amount of coverage that I had. So in that unboxing video, I'll link it here. That cool wooden box that I got, yeah, that is pretty much the main reason. And also, I wanted to help you guys out to see, is that extra $100 a year for that subscription worth it for what they're giving us, that EKG and the blood pressure? Well, I can tell you for myself, I've used the EKG once. And the blood pressure, 0 times. So I would say, if you're a very healthy individual, you don't have to worry about your blood pressure. You don't have AFib. It's kind of gimmicky, right? Like you don't need to buy the MG strap. And honestly, I think the battery life is like a little bit worse, obviously, when I compare to my friends. Now, if you have some more dispensable income and you're fine shelling out that extra money, and you might have some blood pressure concerns in ECG, obviously we have to, see if the accuracy stands the test of time, then it might be worth it for you. But for most people, I'd say, hell no, just buy the Peak membership or even the one below that if you're just getting into the Whoop game. Okay, so I'm sure you're sitting there thinking, yeah, this is all pretty negative. I'm probably not gonna buy a Whoop. I will say, obviously I've had this now for about 6.5, almost 7 years. So there must be reasons that I'm still paying this. This review is specifically the 5.0 versus the 4.0. Is it that much better? No. But the Whoop as a whole, in my opinion, is still the best fitness tracker. To me, for me. Everybody's different. I've had the Apple Watch. I've had some of the earlier Garmin's. I have not had one that's more recent. I'm going to soon. I need to be able to compare. But for me, just off the surface, and I'm gonna dive into actually how I use it, but off the surface, I never know it's on. I sleep with it, I have no issues. The battery life is now amazing. Doesn't matter if I'm showering, if I'm mountain biking, running, or doing any other activities you might imagine, this thing stays on me. I think that's so cool, because what's the point of having all the fancy metrics if you don't know probably the most important one, which is sleep? And for me, with other fitness trackers, most of them, they're watches, obviously. I just don't like sleeping with them. It's too bulky, it's too annoying. The screen turns on. Also, I do, honestly, they say that, to say no screen, right? I love that about this. I don't have to look at it, nothing more to distract me. I already have this screen always in my face, right? So I really like those aspects of it. Everybody's different, that's my opinion. You can have yours. Let me show you how I actually use it though. So if we go into the app, honestly, the main reason that I use this is my sleep. When I don't get enough sleep, I am not myself. I'm not a good person to be around. But when I do get enough sleep, I'm like, I'm just such a good vibe. I'm a good, positive person. So for me as well, obviously the accuracy for some people versus other people could be different. I know that it's probably not the most accurate. For me though, this has always been very accurate. I can wake up, and since I know how much I need sleep, I know if I get sub 7. If I'm 6:30, I can feel it instantly, and the amount of times that's been corroborated when I look at this dashboard is so many. I honestly don't think over about 6 years where there's been a time where it's like I got way more sleep or way less sleep than I felt like I got. So to me, that makes it very accurate, but more so, I just love these dashboards. You can get so freaking nerdy. I mean, all the stages, hours versus need, sleep consistency, efficiency. One that I've really been tracking recently that I really like is, down here a little bit, sleep debt. So you guys know if you have this app, there's an AI coach, and it's like, hey Ryan, guess what? When you have less than 30 minutes of sleep debt, you're just like a better human. Your better, performance is optimal. I'm like, yo, Whoop, I think I see that because I've been paying a lot more attention to this, and you can see I've done pretty good this week. And honestly, when I am under that 30-minute mark, I feel freaking good. So if we go back a little, you can see on Saturday the 31st, I was plus 2 hours of sleep debt, and it took me 1, 2, 3 days to get back. And that was with like some dedicated going to bed, not looking at any screens, like, all the things that are needed for good sleep hygiene. So I've been really enjoying that, kind of like gamifying it in a bit, because if you're watching this channel and you are a fitness enthusiast, I do not have to convince you how important sleep is for literally everything, but specifically performance in the gym or out there on the road running or biking. So to be able to track it with something that's pretty dang consistent, in my opinion, that is worth it for me. Now, the next thing that I use it for is kind of goes in conjunction with the sleep, but if we go to the journal and then you click insights in that top right, I also love this dashboard. So basically what this is if you wake up and do it consistently, it's yeses and nos. Did I take vitamin D? Did I drink herbal tea? Did I take electrolytes? Yes or no? After enough yeses and nos, it will give you recovery impacts. So for me, obviously caffeine, it's a yes every single day, right? So that one, you can't regard all of them, right? You have to take some with a grain of salt, which I'll explain in a second. Herbal tea though, I don't do that every night. I've been getting more into it a little bit recently with my chamomile at night. And I'm like, all right, so I added that into my journal, been clicking yes, and you can see plus 3% recovery. Like, all right, that's cool. And it makes sense. There are some studies to show chamomile tea relaxes you, helps promote digestion, these sort of things. It helps get you to sleep. All right, sick. Now, one that you'd have to take with a grain of salt would be electrolytes. Because for me, I only take electrolytes if I'm doing, mountain biking, road biking, or running, where I'm sweating a lot. Most of those days, especially when you're using the Whoop, you get a lot more heart rate, which means a lot more strain. Whenever you have more strain, you're just gonna recover less. That's just how this works. That's how our body works. It doesn't even matter about the strap. So obviously with something like that, I can't be like, oh man, I shouldn't have taken electrolytes. It decreased my recovery by 1%. No, so you gotta be smart with all these kind of things. But I do really like this dashboard as well. It's another way I use this. And then I'd say kind of the last 2 ways, this dashboard here, really like this. Obviously you can customize it. This is a Whoop app. Still the best app in the game if you ask me. You can see all these things. So this is what I got from my dashboard. The steps, definitely more accurate. I'm gonna make a whole video on that, comparing it, contrasting it, but tell you right now, it is more accurate. I like to see my calories, my heart rate variability. I do use that for, if I'm at a really low and it's really tanking, yeah, I'll cut my training back a little bit. Or if it's peaking, I'm gonna go a little harder. Resting heart rate, same thing. I really like to see trends on this, not necessarily week by week, but something like a 6-month trend. Look at that, your boy's getting fit. And then also I do use this to track my weight. I haven't been recently, but I really like kind of the graph, that's fun to watch. If you're going up, going down, these kind of things. So, and then I'd say the last way that I use this would be the activities. I do like to do it for hiking, running, biking, especially with the map, especially if you turn the track route on, you can see your map, distance covered, these kind of things. Obviously the amount, you can see right there, the amount of activities is just insane now. I'm pretty sure gaming's one, which is just kind of funny. There's some funny ones like Steam Room. I'm pretty sure watching sports, hold on. Yes, watching sports is one. That's insane, that's so funny. So that's really cool, use it for that. Do I ever use it for the strength trainer? Oh man, I try, but it's so tedious, so hard to do. If it was better, man, that'd be so sick, because it is really cool to see my strain, because I mainly do strength workouts, right, in the gym like this behind me. But it's just so clunky. If they could fix it, that'd be so sick. So do I think if you're in the market for a fitness tracker, should you consider the Whoop? Yes, without a doubt. 100%. You should watch some of my other videos as well, where I give a lot more insight than this one. But in my opinion, it's still the best. I know it has its problems. I know there's controversy with the new one. Still, in my opinion, the best, even with the price. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm just out here trying to spit the facts, really get these things right, give you my initial review after about a month or so. And please comment below with some of your insights. I know a lot of you guys have had it just as long as I have. What are you thinking? What's your vibe so far? And let's keep chasing that fitness like I know we both are. I'll see you guys in the next one.